You guys, this episode today has been brought to you by hellorRuby. That's right, my online store, shophellorruby.com. We started in 2017 with a fashion truck and quickly brought everything online. You can use code POD15 for 15% off today with your order, and there's no limit, so you can use it every time you shop. Again, use code POD15 at shophellorruby.com. Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok. Thank you. Also, we need other sponsors. Let me know if you have any ideas. Thank you. Welcome back to Where There's a Wheel, There's a Way. I'm your host, Jill Dudzinski, and today I have the privilege of chatting with my best friend, Jenna Wittler. She runs and operates all of the Elevates here in Omaha, Nebraska. We talk a lot about my starting journey with Ozempic. We talk about finding the hellorRuby truck initially when I was looking for a truck. A lot of talk of corporate versus small business. And of course, she is a Bravo fanatic just like me. So we chat about that as well as my run-in with Tom Sandoval. Stay tuned. Let's get into it. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to Where There's a Wheel, There's a Way. I'm Jill, and today we have my best friend, Jenna Wittler, here today. She runs all the Elevates in Omaha. Elevate Stretch and Cryo, Elevate Cycling and Fitness, and Elevate Recovery and Med Spa. Yes. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Jill. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
this is so
I'm
fun.
So excited. So I guess goal for today, I'd love to talk about your background, how we met, obviously, but your background, where you've been and where you're at today with Elevate. Elevate has been such a good partner for a local collective. I know you guys offer our members a nice hefty discount.
We sure do.
You sure do. Thank you for that. And then I'd love to talk about like my experience with Elevate, and that's it.
Love it.
Yes. So talk to me a little bit about where you were at before you worked at Elevate.
Okay. So I was actually a travel nurse recruiter for 7 years. I was doing that. And during COVID, I had wanted an outlet to be able to meet up with my coworkers. I love fitness so much. And obviously you couldn't go to fitness classes during COVID. So I started teaching these outdoor workouts. So my coworkers and I would meet in a parking lot. And so when COVID, at the end of the summer, obviously you can only work out in Nebraska in the summer. I had decided I really actually think I want to do this, become a fitness instructor. So I reached out to you. I still remember.
I'm so athletic. She was like, who can I think of that just embodies healthiness, just all of it.
Yeah. So you actually put Sarah and I in a group text. I'll never forget it. You were like, hey, my skinny bitches friends meet each other. And we were like, hi.
I don't even remember that.
And then we met up for coffee.
So Sarah is the previous owner of Elevate, and she started it and owned it for a long time. And I knew her through doing pop-up shops. So that's how I connected you guys. Yeah.
She's now at the Sculpt Studio. Love that place as well.
Yes.
So I was getting into it, but I think my first day on the job, maybe right before, Sarah was like, hey, I have something to tell you. I'm actually closing the studio. I was like, what?
That's how close it was?
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so glad I spent all this time meeting with lunch and getting coffee.
No, it ended up, though, that's really how it ended up working out. And so we had our first instructor meeting. I sat next to the new owner and just told him my background. And then he had told me his vision for opening up a total wellness company. So we have Elevate Stretch and Cryotherapy, Elevate Recovery and Med Spa, which is really heavy on medical weight loss, all things wellness and aesthetics. And then cycling and fitness, we do beat-based cycle, total body hit, pulse,
up,
back, up, back.
If you haven't done a cycling class, I will say it can be intimidating, but it is so much fun once you get into it. And I love cycling.
Really miss you in class. You're so fun.
I need to get back to class.
So yeah, that's what led me to doing this job. So I've been there a year and a half now. So thank you, Jill.
Oh, yeah. Well, if only I got a cut or something. Okay, so cycling and fitness, you guys, 3 businesses, they're all pretty close to each other in Omaha. 2 are in Rockbrook, and then one's, 88th and Center?
Yep.
So how do you manage all 3? That sounds, I don't want to say a nightmare, but how do you manage your time?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't. Yeah. I feel like it's literally just one foot in front of the other. Like I just kind of have to really take it day by day. We have just been seeing a huge increase in foot traffic at Cycling and Fitness, and it's where my passion is. So I'm really spending a lot of my time there working on formats, growing that membership.
Formats.
So just our class profiles. So the total body hit, strength, pulse, cycle. So yeah, and then kind of using that platform and that in all those members to kind of trickle over to Stretch and Cryo and the Med Spa.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I need a good stretch.
You do.
I have a massage book tomorrow, but I need to stretch. I know.
No kidding.
My neck has been like this for a year for freaking nursing Noelle.
Yeah,
and it's still, and I haven't been nursing. It's just still messed up from that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, and then Med Spa. Tell me about Ozempic, because I did start on Ozempic 4 weeks ago through the Med Spa.
Yeah.
And I've been dosing it myself wrongly. Like I just keep doing little doses.
So
I
need not following your prescription.
Correct. I am not following my prescription. And I definitely want to talk about Ozempic just because in general I feel like it's like, oh, there's so many opinions. Like, oh, it's the easy way out. Oh, like save it for people who need it, who are pre-diabetic and whatnot. I myself am not in my healthy weight range, and I literally am obsessed with food. Ozempic has helped me so much, like not be obsessed with food, where I'm like, oh, this is how people live normally. You're not like thinking about your next meal. So that's like for me where I'm like so happy about it. I'm trying to think what else. Like I also am scared to like get sick on it because I know some people do. So that's why I've been doing like a little dose. And in my head, I'm like, I want to use Ozempic like as a tool to like learn healthy habits, because I know I'm not going to be on it forever. So that's my goal with it. But I'd love to hear your experience with like different clients and all of that.
Well, I think you're the perfect candidate and client for medical weight loss. So semaglutide has helped so many people.
I find that offensive as fuck.
No. I mean, your mind's just like you. Okay, so it is perfect for people that want to obviously lose weight, that have had a significant amount of maybe trouble quieting the food noise. So
yes,
not necessarily, I'm not saying this is all you, but like binge eaters are people that are just always looking towards their next meal, and it's just what their mind is set on throughout the day. So, so semaglutide helps suppress your appetite, and with that, obviously, you're just going to cut back on the cravings. But with it, it's extremely important that you are creating healthy lifestyle habits. So that's where I think Elevate as a whole, taking the holistic approach. So how can we start you on a dose? We'll work your way up, but then ultimately we want to work you back down. And the prime dose is to be on the lowest amount where you're still hitting goal. So you're still losing weight, or maybe you're maintaining, but then you're working towards, okay, when I come off of this, how have I changed my life? And what does it look like to be able to live a normal life, or my everyday life still having that quieting the noise? So creating good habits, finding food that you love. I just think one thing with dieting is people think that they can't eat the things that they want, and you absolutely can. You can do everything in moderation. But you just have to be able to be willing to commit. And then I always obviously encourage a really good exercise routine. I think exercise is extremely important for your emotional and physical states, for your overall happiness, and then expanding your health span in life. So how can we live a healthier, longer life till the end?
My husband, Austin, is also on this and is very... He would be like, yes, fuck yes, Jenna. Like that's his motto too. And it is mine. Should be mine. It is mine.
I think
but it's hard. Like my biggest fear is like getting off of it and then just like going back to how I was. Cause I am like so proud of myself in the last 4 weeks. I'm like protein. I'm not like, where am I going to eat? And it's like, even just, okay, you can go somewhere, but it's like not eating the bun or whatever. Like that is one thing that I've like been super proud of. And then when I notice I haven't got my dose on the right day, like because because I'm scared to give it to myself, even though it's not scary at all, then I'm like, I am starving that next day. And I'm like, I want to make sure that these goals, like I'm doing this. So when I'm off of it, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah. I think too, it's finding balance in life. So overall, being able to, and maybe even like proving to yourself, like, okay, I didn't need, like I used to eat, X, Y, and Z. And now since being on semaglutide, Ozempic, whatever exactly you're on, name brand, it is saying like, okay, when I was on it, I know I did not need that in the morning. I also did not need my 9 and 10 o'clock snack, whatever it may be. And so I'm just going to now prove to myself also, and just creating that habit.
Yeah.
And then once I think you've solidified that, it's like, all right, I don't need it.
Right. And then especially it's been 4 weeks. I'm like, well, I haven't had that in 4 weeks. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I really it's done wonders for me so far. And I'm hoping to like create even better habits. So yeah. I love that.
I'll keep you accountable.
I know.
Yeah. I think too, the last thing on this is like giving people their confidence back. So I think like overall, when it especially comes to health and wellness, the number one thing is like, as you grow your confidence, I notice people like will have then go and apply for that next job. They'll go ask somebody out to dinner. They're willing to like get a sitter and go out because they feel good. And all of those things lead to a happier, healthier life.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's going to make me cry. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I also want to say we both are not in the medical field. So this was literally just my experience so far, 4 weeks in.
Yes.
And she is also not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
But she runs and obviously is involved in it. So that's her take as well.
Yeah, I do the business development side of everything.
Yeah. So, okay. How, like, staffing, I know, has got to be so, like, I can't even envision what that looks like for you on a day-to-day. And then marketing, all of it. How do you prioritize? Is it like, okay, what comes today? Okay, this one we need to really work on stretch and cryo. We need to work on cycling. Like, how do you prioritize that?
Yeah, this is a really good question. I spend a significant amount of time on staffing. I've also realized too, like, you have to have good employees. It's not an option. Like, you can't settle for anybody that's not meeting your expectations and the standards of the company. I also feel that it kind of goes back to like networking as well, and how important it is for your entire life to have a group of friends and family and a network. If I did not have that, I could not be successful in my role today. So I have hired a decent amount of friends, family members, acquaintances, and I pretty much have a large trust with them and a pretty much like don't fuck me over policy.
For sure.
Like, I'm going to bring you over here. I'm giving you this job, but once you're in, like, you have to work hard and really be here.
Yeah. And they're more likely to, because they don't want to piss you off. I mean, you don't want to break a friendship over a job. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's setting those expectations from the beginning. Everybody's working very, very hard, and it's really hard to grow a business. Yeah. Like, it's so much harder than people can even imagine. But at the end of the day, if your people are right, it will come.
For sure. How do you feel about being in corporate when you were doing recruiting for 7 years versus jumping into small business? And I'm sure the owner was like, okay, here they are, run with it. Like, are you a person that like needs direction, or were you just like running with it? Because I find like owning a small business, that's what I loved about it. But if somebody working for me, they could be overwhelmed by that.
Yeah. So I think you have to be a self-starter, and you have to be motivated by the bigger picture of all of it. Like, you have to want that end goal so bad that it drives you every single day. What was the question?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just curious about like corporate structure, what you were in versus like, here it is, go do it and go make sales and do the marketing. Like, do you feel overwhelmed by that coming from a structured corporate, or?
So it's a little bit at first, like the grass isn't always greener. So I was on such a hamster wheel. Like, I even actually left that job because I wanted more of a challenge. And then once the challenge was in front of me, I was like, what the fuck have I done?
Like, could I take this back?
Like, it was really actually quite nice working, 2 to 3 hours a day.
And you just get paid no matter what. Like, oh, that's great.
Yeah. In sales, the harder you work, the more you're paid. Like, it just was working so well, but I really wanted that challenge. So it's definitely an adjustment, but I think as long as, again, you have the passion and the drive for it, it makes it definitely worth it.
Yeah. So going back to how we met, I don't even remember how we met. My first memory of us is like at Parliament.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really? Is you too?
Well,
Austin reminded me of this. I was like, gosh, how did I know? So our husbands were in the same fraternity and we didn't know each other in college.
No.
But right after, I think. For me, this bitch is a little bit younger than me.
I am.
But yeah, Austin was like, yeah, remember you guys were like on the dance floor and you were dancing fucking weird and like Jenna was laughing and then Jenna was dancing weird. And I was like, I think I do remember that.
Wait.
It was downtown.
Okay, so it's not Parliament, I remember. It's we went on Alex Fanzi's Halloween bus and we stopped at like a rinky-dink place and we bonded over, I think it was like childhood trauma. I don't know, some sort of trauma.
My mom died.
Chills. Fuck you for always making a joke over that too. Okay.
Trauma. Sorry.
I know. So I remember that. I also...
Which bar?
It was like some podunk.
You know what? I think it's the one next to my warehouse with the freaking...
Yeah.
Poles?
Well, it was one of our last stops, so probably
Waterloo.
in Wahoo.
What is that one? Waterloo.
Waterloo.
Doghouse. The Doghouse. I don't know. We used to go there, and then I got the warehouse, and I was like, what the fuck? I've been to this bar before.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just started bonding over just things we just had in common and being super relatable and honest with each other, and then we would just always have such a good time. And also remember dancing at like Katie and Judd's wedding. Like...
Oh, I don't remember.
We like started the dance floor. We were always dancing.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah. I feel like we're always in a corner just like laughing.
Making fun of people.
Yeah, we're bitches kind of. Anyway. Oh, that's funny. I couldn't remember because we went to market together. So I don't know. That was what?
2017,
Because
right?
I was at your wedding, but I was so drunk. I hardly remember it and had to leave early.
Yes.
I remember what I wore. Yeah. Ugh, I'm so
also,
mad.
I picked my wedding venue because I was so inspired at your wedding. So we got married at Anthony's.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got married at Anthony's because I went to your and Austin's wedding and I was like, this is a dream couple. Like, I'm obsessed with them.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
The cow on top really just solidified the booking.
I know.
That place is no longer now.
I know.
I forgot you got married there too.
So that cow is like on the road when we go out to my uncle's house in Duncan, Nebraska. Like that cow's at like a gas station.
Oh my God, we need to make a pit stop there.
Yeah, it's so weird.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I remember it was like for auction or something. We should have
They
split
got it. Lucky winners.
Dang it. Oh, that's funny. So we went to market together then. I think it was 2018. I was looking back. And we went to Las Vegas. It was probably my third time at market. And we had so much fun.
Why did I think it was your first? I thought I was like the chosen one
Was
for your
it?
first one.
No. Because I started in 2017 was my first event.
Okay.
Dude, was it first? It could have been first.
Maybe you took Sarah or someone first.
No.
Maybe
It was first, but I thought I went to market before I opened. I don't know. My
I love
memory
looking back.
absolutely sucks.
I love looking back and we like are posing with those Chinese laundry backpacks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Was that when we got the scuttlebutt that Kristen, whatever, was a biatch?
Wait, what?
What's Kristen Cavallari? Is she the one that does Chinese laundry?
Yes.
The employees were like, oh, she's the worst. She's such a bitch. Like,
yes.
we were like,
tell me more.
Tell me more.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Also, do you remember? I almost wore it today and I completely forgot that we would like not always agree on the same stuff.
Yes.
But if we did, it was like we would definitely buy. But we found that sweater with like the blue and the red. But we like finally found a sweater we both liked. But you liked the
one color.
The yellow and the red.
Gray mock neck
Yes.
stripe. That sweater is actually still really cute.
No, it's so cute.
Yeah, which
Thank
is
you very
shocking
much.
because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I remember like getting home and because I encouraged you to buy both colors. I made it my fucking job to sell the blue one. So
I think mine sold first, didn't it?
Did you sell me out?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, well,
I don't mean to brag, but I'm pretty sure.
I just knew I was not going to not let that sweater sell.
You're like, I will buy this full price. I will buy this full price. I swear to God, I will buy it full price. I'm like, bitch, you better, okay. That's like, if you know it's cute, I'm going to buy it full price without my family and friends discount. Yes. That's so funny. And then I just remember the lighting being so good. And we were like, I think that's when I was inspired to get Botox.
Really?
Yeah.
From me?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember
because I think you told me. I was like, you get Botox?
Really?
I think. And then
that's how it all starts.
I know. I need to come in to get mine. Elevate also does Botox.
We do.
And they're good. I need to do that.
Also, I have a question for you
Yes.
from the last podcast that you left me hanging on.
Oh.
So you and Katie were discussing the hard things in business, and you were like really honing in on like how difficult it really is. So I want to know like what makes you continue to do it year after year.
Oh,
Like,
that
what
is so hard.
really drives you.
It's so different all the time too. I think for me, the fashion truck is like my favorite thing. Like it's different. Being the first in Omaha, I think it's like I have such pride in it. Like I'm so excited. Like because I remember calling around places and they're like, "Oh, you want to bring a truck and sell clothes from the back at our business?" Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And then even just like with the city, like getting the permitting, like they were like, food trucks have their own set of rules, but I wasn't selling food and it was clothing, so it was like technically illegal. And then they're like, "Oh, you're never going to be able to do this." But then on private property you can. So just like finding exactly the right rules, I really loved. So I think it's like a pride thing, which is pretty self-absorbed maybe.
No?
But I really love the truck. I love the truck. Online for me has been like, I'm excited about it. I'm not excited about it. Like I am, I'm not. It's like, I feel like it's such a necessity, but now I'm like, is it? Because the amount of money and time we put into like photo shoots and getting everything online, and it's like, it's 10% of my sales. Like, what am I doing? Like, I should just do another truck event, you know? And you're like competing against Nordstrom, Target, like Shein, like it's so hard. For like my customers who support hellorRuby, great, they will buy online, but like getting new customers like online only that they're not in Nebraska is hard.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's my like up and down. I think also with small business, I'm always like excited about something. So like hellorRuby was 1 or 2 years in, and then I was excited about a local collective, and now it's like the podcast. So it is just different things. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, so you say it's like a pride thing, but also your personality is like very lovable and electric. So like I also, maybe pride, but like I feel like when you set up, it's also like proving like you don't have to have everything or the nicest thing, whatever it may be, but people are so drawn to you, then you make the connection with people. You sell.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is what's hard about pop-ups too, because I used to do myself the first 3, 4, 5 years, probably 4 years, 4 pop-ups every week by myself. So I'd get the truck, go, you know, and then I had a baby and I was like, okay, I need some help. I can't do all of these. And then when you start doing them a lot by yourself, you're like, I don't even know if I like this anymore. You're just like doing it to do it. So then when I had to hire like a driver and employees to help at events, then when I got to do them, I was obsessed with doing pop-ups. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we also talk about
well, I'm scared.
At the last Elevate event, your driver like parked your car in the wrong spot. So then you had to, then it died. So we were jumping the truck while our fitness classes were like going on right next to it.
And then
you ran over the side.
Yeah, thank God this was at your place. My God. But there was an A-frame sign that I had put out because, I think it was like, okay, the battery was dead. We needed to move the truck, but the battery's dead. So just like kind of start setting up before so the event is shoppable, like so we can get going. So your nice employee, what's his name? PJ. Paxton? No. Was like, he's like, oh, I got this. Like using his truck to jump the battery, whatever the hell happens when you need that. And he gets it. So I'm like, okay, let's drive it into its spot. Totally forgetting that the A-frame was in front. That was a heavy duty A-frame. The fact that I just and started driving and just, I could see everyone, which
I was yelling, no.
And all the people on their cycling bikes were like, I don't know how I am not more embarrassed. I just don't really get embarrassed that often.
Like the sign was like stuck in the wheel.
It was stuck. There were like wood chips like poking out. I just drove over the entire sign. Fun times. There's been a lot of random things like that. One time on Greek Row in Lincoln, I got towed or I got stuck on like what sorority was the one where the driveway was up? Oh my God. Okay. I was embarrassed at that. And that was fucking embarrassing.
What'd you do?
I had to call a tow truck and then they're like, oh, it's a 30-foot step van. We can't use this tow truck. You got to call this one. So I just was like, and they're just like yanking it. I'm like, okay.
Also, am I making this up? At one point, did you take the truck in for like repairs and like so many things needed?
Before I even launched.
Oh, yes.
Like I bought it. So I had like alerts set for step van when I was like deciding to get a fashion truck and deciding which one. And then there was one in Lincoln and it was so cheap. Like it was like, I think it was cheap compared to other ones, I will say. It was like $4,000. It actually might have been less than that. I can't remember.
Like all in for $4,000.
Yeah. And I'm like, we're getting it. So Austin and I drive there. And like my dad taught me, you always get an inspection before you buy. Like I knew that, but I was like, I'm buying it. I don't care. So then I buy it. I take it in. And this guy calls me and he's like, oh yeah, you got to get this done. You got to get this done. The repairs itself were like 10 grand. And I was like, He left me a voicemail and I wish I still had the voicemail, but he's like, yeah. And you know, if you drive this thing on the interstate, you might just like break down and just like die. And I was like, okay, so how are we figuring this out? But yeah, that's the beginning of the truck.
It's the voicemail that I remember.
The voicemail. Oh, I would give anything to have that voicemail. And Austin and I just looked at each other and just busted out laughing because we were like gonna start crying because it was like our whole savings into this truck.
But where there's a wheel, there's a way.
Where there's a wheel, there's a way. There you go, Jenna. That's right. Oh, fun. I also wanted to talk about dinner club.
Yes.
So we were at a wedding in Aspen, and I think Austin and I came a day late, so I don't think we were involved in the initial conversation. But you guys were drunkenly like, let's start a dinner club and go to everyone's house, and somehow it came to fruition.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it for what, 2 years? Over 2 years?
Over 2 years. Yeah, because we hung out all the time in college, and then it had been like a significant amount of time, and we all had a blast together at the wedding.
Yeah.
And we're like, we need a reason to always get together.
100%.
It's not an excuse.
Exactly. It's always like, oh yeah, good to see you at this wedding, and then that's it.
And like, we should hang out. No, we should hang out.
Yeah, we should hang out. And then you're like, yeah, it'll never fucking happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest thing ever. Like, adult friends need dinner clubs. I highly recommend.
It honestly, it is the best thing I think we've done. Like, it is such a, okay, we try to plan a date that works for everyone. If it doesn't work for one couple, then we'll sometimes still plan it just depending on how busy. And if you can't go, you can't go. But it's like, here's the date. It's what, 5 couples?
Six couples.
6 couples now. And we just skip around to each other's houses. I like to do a theme.
You do. You're a theme girly.
I'm a theme girly. Other people don't. I think other people probably hate when I host.
No, we love it. It's so fun.
Because then it's like, oh, we have to dress up.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, Judd's like...
Yeah. Hates it. But another thing about dinner club, so everybody knows, when you're the host, you do everything.
Yes. Important.
So when you're not hosting,
it's the best.
5 times throughout the year, you get to show up completely empty-handed.
Yes. That's actually a game changer. It's not like, what can I bring? I'm gonna stop at the fucking store and get a chip and dip. Like, no, you just show up and enjoy yourself. So when you are hosting, though, it is stressful as fuck.
It's rough.
And you don't think it is, and then you're like coming down to the wire, and you're like, we need this. It's really stressful.
Yeah. Do you think we have expectations of each host? Like, do you expect?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Judd and Katie always have the best food.
For our dinner club friends hosting, like, I love all of you, but Katie and Judd are by far you're up there. The theme,
we made hamburgers. I'm more theme driven, not food driven.
It's guaranteed fun.
Yeah. So fun.
Judd and Katie always have the best food.
Mm-hmm. No offense, everyone else.
Yeah.
I want to get a personal chef.
I know.
We need to get Katie on too, because we really need to talk Bravo.
And we got her into it, right? Did we put Katie on the map for Bravo?
Maybe we did.
I don't think she was watching it.
I would take credit. I would take credit. I feel like her sister really likes it, but she wasn't. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure we got her into it. But also, can we discuss?
Yeah. Let me just turn my page so we can talk about Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Okay. So today, I don't even know what today is, but Soiree, what was it called? Soiree and Separation aired February 21st, and this comes out March 2nd. So a reunion will be out. So maybe we need an emergency podcast for that.
I'm down.
What were your thoughts?
The one thing I want to talk about is the profound moment of when Kyle was crying to Erica. So the news came out. So they went back. They put the cameras back on after the white party.
Yes. 1 month later.
1 month later, when the news broke on People that Kyle and Mauricio were getting separated. And Kyle is crying to Erica. And she's saying, like, I just feel like I've let so many people down. My family, my friends, and the followers,
like
and the viewers.
fans. Yeah.
And when Erica said, and she just said, like, people thought we had true love or it was true love. And Erica says, no, Kyle, this is true love.
I know. I was like pretty emotional over that. I don't know. The whole thing made me so sad because it is so true. Like,
same.
Obviously we don't know what happens behind closed doors, but it is sad. They're like so iconic. And like even the flashbacks of like their anniversaries and like
So
Portia was
sad.
like freaking 1 or 2 at that birthday party. Like it's insane. It's so sad. And I want to know exactly what happened. Like her at the end being like, yeah, there were just some things that the trust was broken and I can't get over it. Do you think he cheated on her?
Okay,
like
but
there's
pre or post separation, do you think that happened?
her confessional?
Yeah.
I feel like it was at the very end. Oh, I don't know.
Because
You're right. It could have been before.
Well, I thought what she's talking about now, not being able to move forward, is something that has happened while they've been separated, which is very muddy waters and very gray of like how people can act when you're separated, because there's no rules on that. Like there's some standard rules of marriage, but not separation. The thing
was it with that Anita girl, like skiing or whatever?
Well, I did see that, but then also, what was his partner on Dancing with the Stars?
I don't know,
but like they had been out, and who knows who else could have been. But when the news first broke on Kyle and Mauricio, I was like truly devastated. But I think with all couples and judging whoever you want, like you don't know exactly how they feel.
That's what I think. I think it's very. I have a friend who went through a divorce, and it's like I feel like the women tend to like just like internalize and like start getting over it, and then finally they're done, and then the husband's almost like, holy shit, I had no idea it was that bad. Like I almost feel like that is what has happened. Like, yeah. And now she's like, I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
What about the Morgan Wade of it all?
I don't
know either. But did you see the tease for the reunion? Like, yeah. Andy was like, do you see could you be with Morgan? And she was like her reaction made me think, I don't know.
I think she filled the emotional void. Like, I think she so badly has wanted Mauricio to be more present. And since he hasn't been, she found, whether it's like platonic or not, I think she just has this emotional connection to Morgan, and Morgan makes her just feel something.
Right.
Valued.
But then, did you see was it TMZ when she was like, well, I had fun, but it looks like Morgan didn't. Like, it's almost like they had a falling out.
But now they're back.
Oh, they are?
Because they're on the red carpet together or something.
I don't freaking know.
But also, can we talk about the age gap? That's weird.
How old is she?
In her 20s, right? Like,
is she?
I think she's like 29.
Shut the fuck up.
I think Morgan Wade is like over 20 years younger than Kyle. Wait, more than that.
Oh, interesting. Like Farrah's age. Farrah is gorgeous.
Stunning.
All her daughters.
Yes.
All of them. Did Portia get a nose job?
What?
I just...
Also, when her daughters were like high school, middle school, I was like, they're not that cute.
And
they're
then they just like blossom into gorgeous girls. Yeah. No, I agree. That sit down was sad.
It wasn't. I thought Kyle was a little awkward.
I thought it was weird. And like, it's almost like they edited something out, because I noted something and I can't even remember what it was. Oh, she was saying something and he was like, well, not necessarily no. And I'm like, what are you saying that to? Because she was like, we've been living in the same house, separated. And he was like, not necessarily no. And I'm like, that response does not make sense to what she said.
Same.
And I watched it, I like rewound it 3 times. And I'm like, what?
It seemed like there was like a gap in something. Or regardless, it didn't fit.
Yeah.
But
and then when he was like, poor she, and I just like, that was so sad.
I know.
I just like,
and what's wrong? Like, you're breaking up the family.
I
know. That's so hard on children.
I know.
And I'm actually shocked for Portia's sake that they haven't just put a bow on this. And just
for a bit and just
yeah. But maybe also we don't know how long.
That's
Kyle
the thing.
Has
It could have been going on forever.
Yeah.
Also, if you deep dive on Reddit, there's so much shit about Mauricio when he's like traveling.
Oh yeah, and cheating on her. Mm-hmm. Also, can we talk about PK and Dorit?
Yes, I love this conversation. It's going very, very fast, and I'm really with you, and I hope everyone else is too. ADHD.
This is how we talk.
I know. It's like you try to get it, especially with kids running around. You're like talking really fast so you can.
And also, if like we're ever having a conversation, somebody else joins in, you're like,
get the fuck out of here. We're really nice girls, I swear to God.
No, we are, but you have to be able to keep up the tempo.
Especially Housewives. It's like, maybe that's why Katie started. Dorit and PK, I also, so many things. I feel bad for Dorit.
Horrible.
I think her like trauma is sad. I think it's like beyond that. Like, what is he doing in London all the time? Is it business? Like, can they explain that?
In 39 days, excuse me, have you heard of Zoom? Like 39 days doing what? First of all, what does he do?
Lies. I don't know.
Lies. And okay, this is my now opinion and take on them is that they worked out well because they got what they wanted out of the relationship. He was rich, she was pretty, and they liked each other enough to make a marriage work. But then there's real life problems, and Dorit needs an attentive husband, and he doesn't want.
He's like a fair weather husband. Like, got my yes.
Like, I agree.
Couldn't agree more.
Go figure it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's a fucking loser.
He's such a loser. She's gorgeous.
I'm sorry, like he's nothing to look at. So if you don't have a good personality, what are we doing here?
He's rich, I guess, but I don't know.
But even that, I mean, that's got to die out on it.
No,
clearly
I know.
It has.
Yeah. So do you think, like, I'm almost like they're going to be divorced like next month, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, they're separated, right? For sure.
I don't know.
I think they're officially separated.
That's
but
sad. Again, their kids are young too.
See how you repair it, especially when he has shown any signs of wanting to make it work. He just wants her to figure it out.
Why is he gone so long?
Someone tell us, why is PK?
Someone tell us.
What does he do? It's just, it can't be that important.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I also loved when Crystal's husband, what's his name, Rob?
Yeah, I like him.
I like him too, and I actually really like Crystal.
Yeah.
Anne-Marie can suck my dick.
Oh my God,
I hate Anne-Marie.
So Crystal, I thought was such a fuddy dud. I was like, how are we seeing this face again for multiple seasons? But then Bravo is good at what they do because she has kind of made some space.
And like, you know what? I'm such a like black and white person. It was never addressed that like Anne-Marie told Crystal before they even were filming that she was like a doctor and not the nurse.
Yeah.
I would have, if somebody told me that and they weren't, I would have driven that point home and made their life hell because that is fucking embarrassing for somebody to do.
So embarrassing.
So embarrassing. And Anne-Marie's like, she was rough.
So she's completely insufferable. Like anytime she's like to the point where she's so annoying that looking at her annoys me. Like get off the camera.
Well, and then like I don't like Sutton and her throat thing, whatever. Her like saying that to Sutton is beyond like medically, like you don't do that. She's not your patient. Like have some ethics and standards, right?
Correct.
Like I'm not a doctor, but like that's fucking weird.
Again, not a doctor.
Again, if there's one thing I can say, it's that I'm not a doctor. I just found that weird.
Yeah, and if that's the storyline, but then also I think she has to be so embarrassed of herself. There's no way that whoever you are can watch that back and be proud of any of those moments.
So she just is lying and believes her own lies that she never told Crystal that.
I think so.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I loved when Crystal's husband was like, maybe Morgan dropped it to people because, and she's like, this is the director and you stop. And I was like, obsessed. Dude, I love him.
That was so good. Can we also talk about Erica Jane's comeback?
Yes. She's actually kind of annoyed me this season.
Really? By being like so,
she needs reassurance in it, which great. I don't know. I don't know if I can get over great, she did nothing wrong or whatever and it's come out, but like she still paid like nothing to the victims. Like you can still be empathetic with victims and still be firm that you didn't do anything wrong, right? You know, and this was past seasons more, but like I don't know if I can like get over that fully. Like that that just shows who she is to a core. So I have a hard time being on the Erica bandwagon.
So, I agree, but it kind of reminds me of when like I crashed my car into the neighbors and like because I said sorry, I was like admitting fault. And I was like, oh, excuse the shit out of me for saying sorry. But the insurance company was like, if you apologize, it's like admitting fault. So I just also wonder like legally.
Okay, well, now I know that and I will never do that. I didn't know this happened to you.
No, never say sorry. Like we backed into each other at the same time. And because I got out of my car and my instinct was like, I am so sorry.
And so that's why everyone's a dick because they don't want to be when you get in a car accident.
I was just told, I'm like, you can't say sorry.
Okay.
But I just also wonder like legally if she was holding back because it could be somewhat admitting.
Right. But like if your life was that in danger of like going to jail, I would not be on a show. Like that's so scary. It's like Teresa and frickin' what's his butt. Like that's so, they can use anything. They have anything.
Agreed. I just think life has humbled her so much that I think she's I kind of enjoyed her.
Yeah. I like the performance.
Yeah. I was crying at Denise being like, oh, we're going to watch Erica lip sync.
Denise is like, what a...
First of all,
and she's wearing a pink jacket. It's a fucking white party, bitch.
She is such a that was so bizarre. But also, I actually have tears in my eyes every time I watch back Dorit trying to help her with the jacket, and she's like, "I know what you're doing."
Oh yeah, like her eyes weren't like she was on drugs. It felt like.
Yeah, for sure.
Is she still married to that guy, Aaron?
I think so. Was he not with her at the white party?
I don't know. That white party was cool. Also,
oh my gosh,
what was the budget? $400,000. Hi, can I get 10%?
And
like,
also, what a communication miss. The fact that Mauricio knew
thought
nothing.
It was in the party.
And I'm like, how much money do you guys have? You don't even discuss $400,000 party?
And that he didn't walk out with them.
Yeah.
It kind of tells a lot.
And also, you can tell she has the ick for him.
Yes.
Like, don't
and he was
around.
like,
don't touch me.
When she saw him right away.
I hated her dress at that party.
Yeah, the like things. She
may
bring it home.
Nah.
White is hard.
I guess, but not that hard.
Yeah. And like you can't afford a stylist. Well, she probably did have a stylist. We're probably
I love the chi.
Oh yeah, she. And he wrote Kyle on the floor and she was like, how much to get rid of this? He's like, you can't.
And it was actually out of her $400,000 budget, only like $450, so she probably would have paid to cover it.
Oh yeah. I also was thinking about, speaking of like Erica Jane and like moments that are not believable. I think it's interesting that Sutton was like, her and her daughter's relationship, like she was like almost needed her daughter to be like, I'm so proud of you, like when they were buying jewelry.
Yeah, but I read Porter as like, okay, why are we doing this for the camera? Like, like cut the crap for the camera.
Yeah, maybe.
She's cute though.
But also like her like troubles were like, it is so hard to spend someone else's money without guilt. As in like her ex-husband. I'm like, dude, if that's your problem, like,
yeah,
go tell it somewhere else. Like, I'll gladly take that as my problem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I do get the sentiment of being yourself, being independent, and not relying solely on a man. But
and also, they were only married for 7 years.
Really?
Isn't that what she said?
I don't know.
Or they've been now divorced for 7 years.
I don't know.
But I'm like, you are this loaded.
Also, who would marry her?
No. Okay, I kind of think she's so odd.
She's just odd.
She's very like not bangable. Like I cannot imagine anyone having sex with her. Or like I can't believe Steve ghosted her. Was that his name?
I don't know.
I thought they were like the same
She's
person.
Weird. Yeah, he was weird too.
She's so weird, but she is also like cute. She's caring. Yeah, she would.
I have a judgment about someone, and I'm like, no. Like Kyle to me, like can do no wrong.
Same.
And that's just what it is. So deal with it, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. The finale teaser was good too.
So I cannot wait. So,
but like
Dorit and Kyle are on the outs.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about because like, did something else happen that we don't see? It just is weird. Like they haven't talked since December.
Yeah.
And the whole season they were like rocky.
Something definitely happened post filming. Had to.
I almost thought during it was like she had mentioned like since Morgan and her were best friends, like they've drifted, and I'm like, did Kyle like ignore Dorit because they always did couple things and she just didn't want to deal with it? Like, why would they be like so split up?
Also, can I just say I hate when friends do that? Like, let your friends have other friends. let Kyle be friends with Morgan without
For
being
sure.
jealous, because now you're just causing a bigger rift in your friendship.
Yeah.
It's just so
You think
annoying
that's
to-
why she did it?
A little bit. I just think Dorit wants to be super tight with
Buddy,
Kyle
buddy.
and anyone that gets in the way.
Yeah, I could see that.
She's just jealous.
I also am just like, I did feel that like Kyle wasn't communicating with her though. And then so it was just kind of like a push and pull of like them just.
Yeah, like just gave her the boot.
Yeah.
But that's also hard when they're truly couple friends.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyle has been bizarre for sure.
Yeah. I want to know more.
I need to know, and I want to know her answer on the Morgan situation. Like, I need answers. Is this platonic, or do they have an emotional sexual relationship? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Do you think they're hooking up?
I don't know. Like, I literally can't say yes or no one way. Like, I literally don't know.
If I had to put money on it, I'm going no.
I know. I don't know. I could see both ways.
Yeah.
I could definitely see she's like emotionally fulfilling her or something, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find
And then
out
Kathy,
soon.
oh my God, that's a whole other topic on Kathy on Paris and Love.
Remember when Kathy commented on one of your Instagram pictures was it with Emily?
Wait, when was that? I forgot.
I don't know. It was
completely
like
forgot
3
about-
years ago, 4
Yeah.
years ago.
Yes, she commented like cute or something.
You're like, hey?
Me? And at the time,
me?
I thought, who, me?
Well, that is so cool.
It is so cool, but she is a CUNT.
I loved her on Housewives. And then, well, at the beginning, because she was funny and hokey dory or whatever. Horky dorky.
Yeah.
And then seeing her on Paris in Love. Did we watch Paris in Love? Holy shit.
If people have not watched that,
Please watch it.
first of all, skip season 1.
Okay, Simple Life was funny. I like Paris Hilton. It's with anything. Kardashians, like people are so polarized. Like they either hate or love, and I'm just like, yeah, like great. Paris Hilton, like what her mom did to her, and just sending her away, and like in the middle of the night, her screams, and she just turns her head when someone's dragging her out of her house to take her to a camp to make her. I get it
She's
if your child's
horrid.
crazy and out of control and you have to find a developmentally something, but holy shit, like having kids now, thinking about doing that to my kids, I could cry. Like
Disgusting.
them crying for you and you just ignore it and let them take care of it.
And the fact that she will always just turn her head and just hope for the best. Like Kathy Hilton does not actually care what's going on as long as the facade.
It's her image.
Yes.
It's her image. Even with like Paris getting freaking assaulted.
Correct.
Like she was like, well, I just didn't like how the ghostwriter did it. It's like, remember that was your actual daughter's feelings? Like what?
And you haven't even asked any questions on
No.
what actually happened or how to repair
And
it.
what are your thoughts on Nikki? Because I feel like Nikki like plays both sides, but she's not actually. She's in the middle and not on Paris. Like,
She's very low substance to me. Like what?
Yeah.
What are you saying? And what side are you on? But also maybe a little bit like over it. Like
Yeah.
it's been so much.
it's
with
like she
Paris,
has her own family and that's what she focuses on, which I get.
which I totally get.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
then
crazy.
also it was very interesting to watch Paris then be so distant to as a mom.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking a little bit.
Like the baby was born and 2 weeks later, she's like on a 10-day trip for work. It's like,
Or like day 21 and you haven't changed a diaper? That's just it. That gave me was like scary to see her almost like doing the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Yes. Following in the footsteps of what her mom probably did to her.
And passing off the child
Emotionally.
to someone else to take care of. Like Kathy
Yeah.
was sending her off for someone to deal with the problems. She was letting her nanny deal with the infant.
Yes.
Like you have to be, I'm sorry to be judgy, but like you have to be hands-on and create that bond. And how could you just not for the sake of your child even? Like maybe you don't enjoy it. And I totally get there's some people where newborn stage and all the things are very, very difficult. But sometimes it was just hard to see that she didn't even want to do it for her baby's sake.
Yeah. I agree. Especially the trauma that she's been through. Like,
Yeah.
you're not trying to do the same thing.
But
Yeah.
loved the episode where the therapist like pointed it out to her
Told
and
her
she
that.
did make changes.
Yeah.
So that
I
was,
really like Paris. I also like her TikToks. Like,
she's funny.
just her with her kids. I like really like. She's adorable.
and like you wouldn't think she was funny, but actually every time she says that's hot, it's like
I know.
funny.
Oh, I know. I love her. Did you watch The Simple Life when it was on?
Yes, loved it.
I know. I used to watch that with my friend Lisa. we should watch that together. I feel like
Would
it
love.
would be
Yeah,
fun.
so fun.
Yeah. Any other like trending things you want to chat about? Bravo or
Are you
TikTok
planting the seed for
style?
me to bring up your trending TikTok?
Oh, actually, no. But yeah. So So we went to see Tom Sandoval was in Omaha on February 17th. And I had, I'm a weasel and a thirsty gal. And so I had reached out to his managers to be like, please come on my podcast.
Wait, you did? I didn't know this.
Yes, this is what I was going to tell you. So like, because I'm like, he's going to be in town the 17th. Like, I have to get him on my podcast. I even like told Grace, I'm like, are you free on Saturday in case we needed an emergency podcast? And she's like, yeah.
This is amazing.
Probably like, this will never happen. Perfect. I'm going to schedule a brunch anyway. Right, Grace? But I was like, I really want to get him on. And so I reached out to all his representatives. One got back to me and they're like, oh, that would be Ryan. Reach out to Ryan. And I reached out to Ryan and like called him annoyingly and nothing happened. Weird. So yeah, but he was in town.
Like, how are you like backstage filming that?
Okay.
Get to the punchline.
The punchline. So we get there, show's at 8. We get there maybe 6 and we're just drinking. And I didn't even know they had a speakeasy, or I had like heard of it at Barnado, I don't know. It's like 180th and at Village Point. But we're drinking the speakeasy and Austin, my husband, is like, he's here. He had a meet and greet. Like, just like, why don't you just go like wander? And I'm like, great idea. Like,
Love
why
Austin.
didn't I think of this? And he's like, Jill will do it. Jill will do it. So I'm like, go through the staff entrance, like, and I'm like, where's the bathroom? Like, just pretending not to know where to go. And this guy comes out of the door, and I thought he worked there, but after being on stage, he was like a part of the band. And so I'm like, oh, where's the bathroom? Is it this way? Just like being dumb, like pretending to be dumb, like obviously pretending. And Tom's on FaceTime and he just walks around the corner. And I was so drunk already that I just was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just ran into you. I was like, I can't believe I just ran into you. And he's like, let's take a picture. And then we took a picture and he's like, oh, that's bad lighting. Like, let's turn. He's very like, lighting. Yeah, he's very like, well, it was a hallway in the back of a crazy whatever. But he's very like petite.
Really?
But like, he's like muscular, but petite.
Is he short?
I'm so short. So no, like I'm 5'1", but he was taller than me, but he just was like petite, more petite than I thought.
So were you starstruck to see Tom Sandoval?
Yeah. And he was really sweet.
Yeah, of course.
But like, obviously I don't like, he's done very bad
like,
things. And like,
yeah,
obviously. Yeah. But like, and then people, when I posted it, were like polarized, like, you fucking went to that. Or like, yeah, Tom. And I'm just bitch. Like, any celebrity I can meet, like I love to meet. Like, okay, I'm not like, whatever.
Yeah.
But like he was really nice. Your friend. Yeah, exactly. God. But yeah, he was nice. He went on stage. I was like so drunk. It was just so fun. Like, and he played covers. So it was like every song I knew. It was fun.
Like you thought it was good.
Yeah.
Genuinely thought it was good.
Austin was like, he karaoke. That's basically what he does. Like he just karaoke's.
Well, I would too if I could get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. $50 a ticket. I don't know how many people were there, but.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing is I have to discuss your first ever viral TikTok. That's what I think that's the first time I thought like, okay, Jill's like pretty cool. Oh my God, your ice skating one went viral.
Was I in Seattle? I think I was in Seattle. And like, yeah, there were just this like old couple and they were like synchronized skating. That's like when I made a TikTok account because the video was, I thought it was so funny that I was like, I'm going to make a TikTok and like post it. And it got like 650,000 views. And I was like, am I onto something?
Yeah.
But no, I'm not actually.
But don't you feel like it still gives you just a glimmer of hope?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's always like, this one was big. So like,
for
what
sure.
else in my life?
Well,
by the way, this podcast is super cool. I'm really proud of you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I really love it. I really like it. I think it's so fun. It's like, I was telling people, it like ties a bow on my life. Like,
oh, so cute.
hellorRuby, friends, a local collective, celebrities.
Yes.
talk about kids sometimes.
Well, I feel like it is so fun just to dissect different situations and just go through it. And you're just such a, it's fun to give your opinion and chat about it.
This is fun.
So cool.
It's actually kind of like therapy. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Also, Jenna and I are like the same walk of life right now. She has a 3.5-year-old. My son, Pax, and Callum are a week apart exactly. And then we have daughters that are 6 months apart, which makes it fun for everything. So
I still just think about the time after giving birth. Like we texted all night.
Day.
Like
24/7 we were texting.
Mothers, if you're about to give birth and you are entering that walk of life, like it doesn't matter if it's your best friend, your neighbor, whoever it is, like have somebody to share the experience with.
And it's like the babies can't be more than a week apart though. That's what's hard. Like I feel like if they would have been a month apart, we wouldn't have been in the same.
So true.
You know?
I mean, it's everybody knows moms Google everything nonstop, but we had one more layer of like, are you going through this?
Yes.
Like, are they doing this? Are they spitting up? Are they shitting? Are they, what is happening? And then like the next day, there were so many times I would like bring up things to Brad or you were to Austin and we realized like we hadn't even told our husbands, we were just texting
about it all the time. You're like, yeah, I told you this. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean I haven't told you that they crapped 4 times in 2 hours?
Even before we started, we were talking about just like 3.5-year-olds and like they're in a clingy, like it's such similar stages. It's so nice. And it's like, even with the second kid, I'm like, I don't remember like Noelle's 13 months and like the doctor was like, yeah, you need to wean the bottle. I'm like, oh, okay. Like it was the first thing that I forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for being on. I hope to have you on again. We're going to go to market again. So in April. So maybe we'll have to do like a market recap too.
So fun.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Anything you want to plug? Like follow all the elevates.
Follow all the elevates.
Anything else?
No,
you do have, can I plug for you?
Of course.
All the elevates have one booking system, which is so nice. So if you need a stretch, if you need a workout, or the med spa, it's all on one platform, which is
Moments,
baby.
It first pulls up the class schedule, but then you can go over to book appointments, and then at either location, med spa or stretch and cryo, the drop down's there. You can come see us for all things health and wellness.
Yes, thank you for a great like business partnership too.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Jill. You're the best.
Oh my gosh. All right, thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.